Do you remember when we worked on this last winter? Well, today is the day and we are going to work on this garden right here behind me. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Chantal and I garden in Zone 5B, 6A, New Hampshire. Last winter, I made this design right here for this garden under our deck. We get a whole lot of snow in the winter. Planting things like shrubs and evergreens and stuff like that is not really practical under the deck because of all the heavy loads of snow that we have to shovel off of it. So everything ends up breaking when I put it in there. Except I have something that might be breaking that I did put in there just because I couldn't resist. But anyways, this is the plan. We're gonna follow it. I have already placed everything in there, so let me take you over there and show you what I have placed in there. There are a few things that are missing just because I wasn't able to grow them. I do have a small backyard nursery I started this year, but I also didn't want to order a whole bunch of stuff because it does get expensive if you have a large area. And this is a pretty good size area. It's about 14 feet deep, I believe. And it might be expanding in the future. I don't know. Anyways, let me take you over there and show you what I got. Let me first address the cardboard. So I am using here the cardboard method where you just lay it over the surface of your lawn or whatever it may be, and it just kills any grass and weeds that are in that area, and you can plant in that area and then put some mulch over it. Now here's the not so happy or pleasant thing that happened to me. I did sign up for a chip drop, and I don't know, maybe because they're new in our area or whatever, but they didn't come over here. So I'm gonna have to improvise. Maybe next season I will probably buy some wood chips, because if they're just not gonna come here, I don't know. I just need to figure something else out. And I do want to apologize for all the noise around me. I have been trying to film this for about a week or so, actually more than this, but there's a lot going on, and maybe I'll talk about it in another video. Right now I just want to get through this video. There's a lot happening over here, so I hope that the sound is okay and you guys are able to hear me okay. Let me just show you what I have over here. In the front right here we have some catmint. This is the Nepeta mucinii, and it grows about 18 inches tall and 12 inches wide. It's a really petite Nepeta. It's very good for the front of the border. We also have some lamb's ear. It did dry out, so there's just a little bit of browning at the bottom, and I could easily just clean those up, but there is some fresh growth at the top, which is good. And both lamb's ear and Nepeta prefer to dry out in between watering, so planting them next to each other is actually good, with exception to the hibiscus over there that does like to have a little more water. But I think having it close to the deck is probably going to be good because, you know, from all the snow runoff over here, it's probably going to get watered throughout the winter, and it's going to be happy. I also have here, I did have some change of plans because I wanted to get some white phlox, but I didn't have any. I did grow some last summer, and I'm not sure if they're doing okay or not. I didn't want to dig them up right now in the heat. So we're just using the penstemon. I did buy these from another gardener that was selling on Facebook Marketplace, which is what I'm doing right now. This is kind of how I'm starting my backyard nursery. It's working fine for the time being, and hopefully in the future I can expand, but for now this is great. So this is supposed to be a variegated penstemon. It's supposed to have red leaves, but honestly I'm not seeing any red leaves on it. There is a little bit of red margining on the leaves. You could see it right there, and I thought it would work great with the Edge of Night hibiscus, which is the variety that I have over here. This one grows about 4 feet wide, 4.5 feet wide, and about 3.5 feet tall. I believe this is Edge of Night. Yeah, Summerific Edge of Night hibiscus. And I have already spaced everything out here according to what I have on the picture that I just showed you. Anyway, so I have the penstemon scattered over here just kind of in a similar way how I wanted the phlox, but because these do grow bigger, I did space them a little bit farther apart and less of them, of course. So I have a couple here and a few in the back over there. We also have the Black Knight Delphinium right here. You can see it's doing great. It's about to bloom soon. It's putting on a bloom stalk right here. It's going to be exciting. This is its first year. We also have here some Echinacea purpurea that are dotted out in here. Yes. There's another Aegyptinite hibiscus right there. It's kind of tiny and puny. We also have some Baptisia australis. I did start these from seed, so these are going to take maybe like 3 seasons to start actually showing up. But that's all right. We'll just baby them and hopefully they'll do fine. This is just the false blue indigo. It's going to bloom blue blooms over here. I'll flash a picture on the screen just to show you kind of what it's going to look like. I did put only 2 because in the same place that I had planned on putting another one, I want to plant this smoke bush right here. This is a purple smoke bush. It's gorgeous. I planted already another one in a different location, and I'll take you there in just a few minutes just to give you a quick update on that area. But I love this plant so much. I love the red margins around the leaves. I mean, look at this new growth over here. This is gorgeous. But I thought this smoke bush is going to be perfect right there just to provide us with some more privacy on this edge over here. As you can see, you know, we don't have a lot of privacy in here. And the lilac that I transplanted last year is doing okay. I haven't been really watering it, but next season I think that is going to do great. And then I can start thinning out the branches that I do not really want in there, just so that I know what's going to do well, what's not going to do well, and just kind of see how I want to shape it. I'm just waiting a little bit this year. If I was watering it, it'd be doing great. But I'm not, because I'm just super busy, and that's okay. And then right here we have the Golden Parker Achillea. I have 4 of them in here dotted around. There will be some grass going in here, but the ones that I grew just decided to die on me. I might have overwatered them, I think. And just some more of the catmint over here and the Lamium. I did also place right here some perennial verbena, and I was surprised to actually find seeds for perennial verbena that grow in our area, and I planted a few of them just for myself. I wanted to try them out before I start selling them and see if they actually do well in our area, how tall they grow, if they spread, all that stuff, just to kind of get an idea before I put them on the market, kind of thing, because I have no idea how they will do. They should have been transplanted into bigger pots, but you know how it is, life gets busy. And I also got this beautiful, I wish I was able to show it to you in bloom. I think if I do deadhead it and once I plant it, it's going to rebloom again. This is a butterfly bush, and I've been wanting a butterfly bush for such a long time. This is a Pugster butterfly bush, and it is the, what variety is this? Let me just turn it around. Periwinkle. This is the periwinkle butterfly bush from Proven Winners, and this is going to be the color of the blooms. And all these blooms were just in full color when I first bought it. It was beautiful, just gorgeous. You can easily deadhead these. I mean, look at it. It's just going to continue to bloom throughout the summer, and it doesn't grow that tall. It grows about 2 feet tall and wide, which is perfect. And in our area, we need to cut the butterfly bushes back to the ground. And since this is a little bit further away from the deck, I'm not worried about it being pounded by the snow, although snow gets shoveled here too. But since it gets cut back all the way to the ground, I'm not worried about it. The only thing I'm worried about is this purple smoke bush right here, which I'm thinking of like putting a fence over it in the winter just to protect it, and then taking it off in the summer to provide some structure so that it doesn't get crushed by the weight of the snow. I think that would work out great. This lilac over here, it doesn't face any of these issues because it's far enough away from the deck. So that's my only concern, this purple smoke bush, which I really want it to do well, and I really want it to grow. It grows about 10 to 15 feet tall, and or maybe 20 even feet tall if it really likes its place. But it's something that you can cut back. It's supposed to be a bush, not a tree. You can shape it into a tree, and it grows about 10 feet wide. And I thought that would be perfect over here. It was just kind of provide privacy in this section over here as the lilac grows, and also puts on some more privacy in this area and provide us with these beautiful lilac blooms that will provide, how many times am I going to say provide in this video? Anyways, it will offer us a beautiful scent in the early or late spring actually over here next to the deck, which is going to be just amazing. All right, so I got over here with me my shovel and some ProGrow organic fertilizer, my tools over here for digging, and gloves and irrigation and everything. And I also got this drip tubing right here that has drip emitters every 18 inches. I'm going to be using this and putting it in this bed over here. We're also going to be taking this Lady Anne's lace out of here, or wild carrot, because I don't want it there. All right, I will put a link to the original video of when I designed this bed, and I talked about spacing and all of these things and my thought behind what I'm doing. I will link it in the description box below, and at the end of this video, I believe it's going to be like right here, I think. No, I don't remember. You guys will see the iCard pop when you see it. Anyways, so if you want to go back to just to see how to design a flower bed, how to figure out what plants to choose, the spacing and all of that, then you can go ahead and watch that video and then come back to this video, or watch this video and then go ahead and watch the other one after this. All right, let's go ahead and get started on planting all of these. I'm just going to create holes in the cardboard. I am leaving the cardboard in its place. I'm not going to take it out because I don't want to have to deal with the weeds. There's this spiderwort right here. I did bury it with the cardboard. It just came up like nothing. It was unstoppable. So I did spray it. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I'm going to try to pull it also and see what I can do, because I don't want it here. That's not my plan, and I personally do not like spiderwort.
Ruby, she was made for going west, did not protest my wandering ways. Ruby, she was pretty as they come, 28 years young and unafraid. She gave me shelter on the coldest night, shaded me on summer days, and I had never known my place before, but that's what Ruby soon became. Ruby, she wasn't good at going fast, and the patience that I lacked.
It's the second day. I planted everything yesterday. I counted them. I think it's about 50 plants over here. It might be a little less, a little more, I don't know. But I did not set up the irrigation yesterday, but today we are going to set up the irrigation. Everything over here desperately needs water, so I'm going to try to hurry up. I have irrigation trenched in this way that goes to the kids' garden over there and the butterfly garden right there. So I'm going to tap into it and also irrigate this area over here. I don't think that would be too much on the same
Cause Ruby had a way of breaking down, leaving me out there on the road. But she gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days. So as we traveled across the country wide, Ruby set the pace.
Okay, the drip is all set up, and now let's go ahead and turn on the water and see if it's actually working. I have a timer over here and I just connected it to the hose, and I set it to run for 40 minutes. Here it is. There's a manual setting on it right there. I also have the timer set to run every couple of days, I think, on this section right here, which is the right section. And that's going to water this garden that this flower bed that we just planted, along with the butterfly garden and the kids' garden. Let's see if it's working. And here it is. I see drips coming. That's perfect. There are some plants that are wilted. I was thinking of running the sprinkler on them, but I think they should be okay. If I just run it for 40 minutes, they should be fine. Because I didn't water them last night because I just was too late on doing it, and I had to water the plants in the nursery. But everything's working. You can see it right there. See there, it's puddling right here. Oh good, it's going down that way. And then this one's going directly on it. That's perfect. Perfect. They all have some drip going down next to them, which is perfect. I didn't even mean it to be that way, but that's what happened. I just looped it in funny ways in this section over here. You can see it, just so that these plants could get watered. I didn't have time to take this out. I'm not going to do it today, maybe some other day, but everything is planted. And the next step is to just put down some wood chips over here. Now, I mentioned earlier, I have been waiting on the wood chip drop to come over here, but they just didn't. And I had to renew a couple times, and I think this would be probably the third time that I would renew. They still didn't come. It's all right. I think I might order some wood chips this year or next year, depending on how the season goes. We'll see. But I really want to kind of button up this section over here. I have a few plants that are still left to plant from this, which are, I apologize for all the noise, our neighbors are having a party. But I need some Joe Pye weed, which I will be planting next season, and some grasses that I'm also going to attempt to replant next season. Hopefully this time I have a better luck. If not, then I'll purchase them. But that's pretty much, I think, all that I need for this garden over here. Everything is planted. It doesn't look like much right now, but just give it a couple seasons, and once it's mulched also, it's going to look so much better, because right now it just looks like a hot mess. But once it's mulched, it's going to look beautiful, and then in a couple seasons it's going to put on a lot of growth, and it's going to fill in this area over here, which is perfect. Okay, so now let me just take you quickly to give you a quick update on a couple beds over here, maybe 3, just quickly. And I'm not going to talk because it's just so loud. I don't know if I should even bother. I'm just going to give you a view of the beds, and then we'll end the video that way. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!
Ruby, she was made for going west. Did not protest my wandering ways. Ruby, she was pretty as they come, 28 years young and unafraid. She gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days. And I had never known my place before, but that's what Ruby soon became. Ruby, she wasn't good at going fast, and the patience that I lacked, I learned to grow. 'Cause Ruby had a way of breaking down, leaving me out there on the road. But she gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days. So as we traveled across the country, guess I knew it all the time. She was never mine to keep. She gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days, and nothing ever felt like home again when Ruby went away. And nothing ever felt like home since when Ruby went away. Ruby, she was made for going west, did not protest my wandering ways. Ruby, she was pretty as they come, 28 years young and unafraid. She gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days, and I had never known my place before, but that's what Ruby soon became. Ruby, she wasn't good